Expectations were high for the 1974 Towson State men's lacrosse squad. The team, which featured 22 Baltimore area natives and 12 players from New York State, advanced to the semifinals a year earlier and returned 13 lettermen, including All-Americans Jim D'Arcangelo and Wendell Thomas.
I never thought that we would lose going into any game. Didn't matter who they were. We played a lot of big schools my 4 years here, and we never backed down. We played all the big schools tough and had a lot of success.
73 was a tough year. It was a terrible way to end. We were disappointed in the fact that we didn't handle some of the tougher situations in some of the important games. So when 74 came around, we were very concerned about organizing, not to make unforced errors, and playing more as a team.
Under the direction of legendary head coach Carl Runk, the Tigers began the season with 7 straight victories, including a 15-5 win over North Carolina, winning by an average of 9 goals per game.
You know, we were fortunate with Coach Runk to have the best coach you could ever have. He was great. He knew how to push the buttons to get people to play, and everybody's button was a little different on what he needed to do to get Joe Jones or whoever the guy is to go out and play hard.
He had a playbook that you wouldn't believe. We had all these unsettled situations, which we were very good at, you know, by his playbook. The offense, tremendous. Cuts from the middies, plays from the attack. Ball movement, real important. We had all kind of drills and practices, things where we had ball movement, and then everybody knew when they had the green light to go to the goal. If you had the yellow, caution, you had the red, hey, slow down, you're going too fast, you better pull the ball out. And that's the way we were, learning, and we shared the ball.
He's my idol. I've, you know, a lot of his phrases I've taken into my coaching career, and I've always asked myself throughout my coaching career, what would Coach Runk do in this situation? He was a good role model for me to follow.
During an 8-day period between April 27th and May 4th, the Tigers played 3 of the top 7 teams in Division I, winning twice. Following an overtime loss to number 3 Washington and Lee, Towson rebounded, beating number 7 Hofstra at Burdick Field, then downing number 4 Virginia 18-14 in Charlottesville.
I think part of the season that really ignited the players and ignited the coaches was the Virginia game. That seemed to be the level that everybody realized that, yeah, you know, we have a team, we're organized, we're good, and you know, we can keep this going.
So that was the turnaround, and I think Towson's first big win ever in lacrosse. We were a little Towson State College in the eyes of the locals, and all of a sudden now we could play with the big guys. And I think our confidence level, that's what it's all about, went right up.
We all were on a goal, a mission. And if somebody fell down, we picked them up. All right, and that's the way it was when we went to Virginia. We had ball movement on them. I mean, they were shocked. I mean, they were just, whoa. And they told us, you guys belong in Division I.
Towson won its final 2 regular season games, then roared through the playoffs, defeating the University of Baltimore 22-1 in the quarterfinals and Adelphi by 13 goals in the semifinals, setting up the national championship game versus Hobart. The Tigers raced out to an early 7-3 lead, but trailed 14-9 entering the 4th quarter. Towson forced overtime, then won the title on a goal by Wayne Eisenhut, with 6 seconds remaining in the first 4-minute overtime period.
There was a shot taken, and the ball was loose, like kind of in front of the crease. And Wayne was right there, right on the edge outside crease. And I believe he told me that he kicked the ball in, which was legal, okay? Or he got a piece of it with a stick. I believe he kicked the ball in, and it just dribbled by the goalie.
One of the assets of our players, and I was proud to be part of that, is you make the uncomfortable times comfortable. And when things get tough, that's when you find out if you can handle it. And it doesn't get any tougher than being 5 goals behind in a 4th quarter.
I remember a couple players, Mitch Leckis, who's not with us, had a big game. He had 4 goals. You know, Wayne Eisenhut, Tackman, had 5 goals. So 9 of the 18 goals, they had 2 guys who were part of that. as T.O. mentioned, we were behind by 4 or 5 goals. We sucked it up. We did whatever we had to do to come back at the end of the game, and it was just a great team win.
What a great feeling coming from that as you go off and leave college into your life. If you can't get inspired by accomplishing what we were able to accomplish, you know, I mean, that's just a big inspirational event.
The 74 team has the distinction of scoring the most goals in program history with 257 and having the best scoring margin, winning by an average of 9.8 goals per game. Jim Darkangelo earned College Division Offensive Player of the Year honors, while Wendell Thomas received College Division Defensive Player of the Year recognition, and Coach Runk was the Division II Coach of the Year. 7 members have been inducted into the Towson Athletics Hall of Fame, and the 74 squad was named Team of Distinction in 1998. Bob Grebe still ranks first in program history with 221 points. He and Darkangelo are enshrined in the National Lacrosse Hall of Fame and won gold medals as teammates on the U.S. national team at the 1982 World Championships.
The things that always come to my heart are the 3 guys that were on the team, Jimmy Darkangelo, Mitch Leckis, and my buddy from my high school, Joe Ferranti, who I live with. They're not going to be here for this big event we have. So I think about that, and you know, I say it to this day, and not to dwell on one guy, but Jimmy Darkangelo is the best lacrosse player to ever step on a Towson lacrosse field.
You can take these people from our team, put them in a room, haven't seen each other for 5, 10, 15, maybe even 40 years or 50 years. And it's like you never lost a step. The friendship is there, the respect is there, and it's a great relationship. I'm proud to be a part of it.
We were like brothers with each other, family. And so nobody pointed fingers. We all said, hey, don't worry about it, we'll pick up, we'll get better, we'll keep going along and doing it. So it was encouragement and the chemistry, the tenacity of us that we weren't going to quit.
My life has really been impacted by that game. It's just, you know, if I ever get down on myself, I just think, wow, national championship, wow. And it lifts me up.